Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us here for our Closer's Choice Lunch and Learn webinar. Today, we are going to be discussing our new integration, and that is creating your shipping labels with UPS through Closer's Choice. We did do one previously on FedEx, so if you also use FedEx to create shipping labels, I would highly suggest you go back and watch that one, or give us a call and we can help you with that. But today we absolutely will be covering UPS shipping labels and how to create them through Closer's Choice. I just wanted to go over a few items before we get started while we're waiting for everyone to join us. The first is, and if you've joined our webinars before, you may already know this, but you cannot actually talk to us through the webinar, and you can't talk to any of your other fellow attendees. That's just how GoToWebinar is set up, unfortunately. However, if you do need to communicate to us, there is a question section of your GoToWebinar menu panel. So if you'll find that, it's kind of towards the bottom. You can type in your questions or any comments there throughout the webinar. I promise I will try to be checking those today during the webinar. I am flying solo today, unlike usual. So if I don't see them right away, don't panic. We will have a Q&A session at the end of our webinar if you have any questions then. But like I said, you can go ahead and submit those during the webinar and we'll check them at the end and also take any questions you have that pop up at that time. So go ahead and submit those there. Also, while you're on the GoToWebinar menu pane there, we do have a handout for this webinar. It is our user guide for UPS, complete with step-by-step instructions and screenshots. Go ahead and download that during the webinar. Otherwise, I'll show you how you can access that through Closer's Choice. So I will be referencing that a little bit today. If you want to follow along with me, you can go ahead and download that now. Finally, we do record this webinar, so if anyone else in your office was unable to attend, but they really wanted to, or you just want to reference this webinar at another date and time, you can absolutely do that. You're going to just want to go to our webinar website, which is webinar.closerschoice.com. Hopefully you guys already found this because you registered here, but if you will go to this past webinars tab up here at the top, that's going to show you all of our past webinars that we've recorded, just like this one. And later today, give us a few hours, you'll see today's webinar posted at the very top if you want to go back and watch that. While you're here on the website, keep in mind we do have 2 other webinars coming up this month. We have one next Tuesday that's on our new closing cost estimator. We call that our Enterprise Closing Cost Estimator. If you have any questions or want to check that out, I highly recommend you register for that webinar. And then lastly, this month, we do have one of our brand new integrations. That's with Florida Homestead Check. They are offering some exciting services, so we'll be showing you how to use that integration and explaining a little bit more about that. That webinar, again, is on Tuesday, October 22nd. So if you want to register for that, go ahead and click that blue Register Now button underneath that one. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing I do want to show you is if you are unable to download the handout while we're on the webinar today, you can absolutely do that through Closer's Choice. From the main screen of your Closer's Choice, which you see on my screen right now, this little gateway button, the first button in the gateway toolbar up here at the top, that's where we're going to click. Now, when you click that, it launches our companion website, which is here. And once that companion website launches, you'll see yours probably looks a little bit different than mine. I have a few more options here. But over to the left, you have a quick support menu option here. You're going to want to select that. And then it's going to bring you to all of our manuals and our tutorial videos that we have available. Now, you can sort the manuals by type here. So we're going to go to Services Gateway at the very, very, very bottom. And that will load all of our extra or miscellaneous user guides for our Services Gateway. And you'll see last on the list is our UPS label user instructions. Go ahead and click that blue download button, and that will download that user guide onto your computer for you so you can follow along or reference at a later date. As you can tell, we have a lot of other user guides available here. So this is a great tool, a great resource for you guys if you are trying to do something in Closer's Choice and kind of getting stuck along the way. This should be able to help you out, or you can always call us. Finally, I do want to make sure that you all are aware that because this is a new integration, we do need to make sure you're running the latest and greatest version of Closer's Choice so that you can see the UPS label section and so you can use it properly. To check what version you're running, you're going to come down here to the bottom of your screen, your main screen of Closer's Choice. And what I'm highlighting now, you'll see that at the bottom, that is your version date. We want yours to say at least 9/19/19. So we wanted to say September 19th, 2019. You'll see mine's a little more updated because we are, of course, working on changes here at Closer's Choice always, which will be available soon. But the version that you're looking for, again, is 9/19/19. If you don't have that version, go ahead and give us a call. We can update y'all really quickly based on your schedule, whatever works for you. All of our web clients, you lucky dogs, you guys already have that version, so you guys should be ready to rock and roll. Okay, so let's talk about actually the UPS integration itself. We do have a few setup kind of steps you have to walk through first. If you have done the FedEx integration with us before, bear in mind this will be much easier for you. It's just a few steps, takes just a few minutes. So I want to walk through that first. You will need your email or user ID and your password that you are currently using with UPS to log into their website. But you are going to need a few additional credentials, so we're going to teach you how to get those as well. I'm pulling up the user guide right now, so if you want to follow along with me, this is the exact same user guide that's available to you. The second step is where I'm at now. We're going to need you to click on this link or go to this website here, and then log in with your current email or user ID and password for their website. And then once you do that, it will take you to this screen, which says UPS Developer Kit at the top. You're going to be looking for step 4, which is highlighted in the red box at the bottom. It says Request an Access Key. So you're going to want to click that hyperlink. Again, that's step 4, Request an Access Key. You'll see this screen. Go ahead and confirm that your primary contact information up at the top is correct. If you want to add a secondary contact information, you can at the bottom. It's not required though. So just make sure all of your information is correct before going any further. Once you've confirmed that, if you scroll down to the very, very, very bottom, you'll see under the heading that says Additional Registration Information, your UPS account number, and that is highlighted in the red box right now on your screen. Go ahead and write this down or copy and paste this into a notepad. We're going to need that when we set up your UPS integration in Closer's Choice. So go ahead and make sure you have that written down first. Next, you're going to request or select the Request Access Key, which is the teal button right below that UPS account number. Once you do that, you'll see a new page opens up at the top. It says UPS Developer Kit. And right below that section, you're going to see a section that says Access Key, colon, and then a whole bunch of letters and numbers in a string. Again, you're going to want to copy and paste that information either into a Word document or a notepad or write it down. Again, that's where on the screen that you see now, it's going to be in the section that's highlighted in yellow. Okay, that is all you need really to set up your account in Closer's Choice. But if you are one of those agents that has negotiated rates where you have reduced rates through UPS, you're going to want to take 1 or 2 more additional steps to make sure that you are seeing those negotiated rates and you're getting charged those negotiated or reduced rates. To do that, you're going to follow this link that is in step number 8 in the user guide. You're going to click that link. It's going to open into this negotiated rate changes section of their webpage. And you're going to click the Add an Account to My Profile section that is highlighted in a red box here. So again, go to this website here that's in the user guide, click on Add an Account to My Profile once that web page launches. It is going to ask you to log in one more time once you click that link, so go ahead and log in. And then once you do that, it may take 24 to 48 hours for your negotiated rates to appear in Closer's Choice. If you aren't still seeing them, so keep an eye out, you're going to want to contact your UPS rep or customer service account to confirm that your negotiated rate request has been activated for your account. So a few steps there. If you do have negotiated rates, again, just go ahead and follow the instructions that are in our user guide to go ahead and set all that up. If you have any questions about that, you can always give us a call here at Closer's Choice and we can assist with that. Okay, so now that we've set up our account on UPS's website, we've received our remaining two user information pieces, and we've done our negotiated rates. We're ready to go ahead and plug that into Closer's Choice and start using it through Closer's Choice to save us some time. To do that, you're going to want to come into Closer's Choice here on the main screen, and in our Services Gateway toolbar up at the top, we're going to select Shipping. Now again, if you don't have the latest update, this label might say FedEx. So you want to get the latest and greatest so that both of your shipping label options are appearing here. So again, select the shipping labels icon in the Services Gateway toolbar. You'll see this screen pop up. And again, because we do have FedEx and UPS labels available, you're going to want to select which shipping company you're using. So select UPS. If this is your first time using the integration, these set of credentials, this box will pop up and ask you, go ahead and put in your UPS credentials here. So if it's your first time, this will pop up automatically, and we're going to want to plug in that information. Your user ID is the user ID you log into UPS's website with, so that should be familiar to you. Your password, again, is going to be the same. It's the password you use to log into their website. The shipper ID is that first number that we got from their website when we did those two extra setup steps. So that is the UPS account number. That's going to be your shipping ID. And then your access key is that second little bit of information we received from their website when we requested the access key. That is going to be that long combination of letters and numbers like you see on my screen here. So again, fill this out with the information that you've grabbed either from logging into their website and then following those steps. Whether you've written them down or you want to copy and paste into here, you can do either. Once you have that in there, you're going to want to hit save, and that will go ahead and store your credentials for you so that you don't need to type them in every time. If, however, that any of those credentials changes on UPS's website, you can always come here to the red key icon you see on the order form, and it will pop up that credential window again. And if you need to modify or change these credentials according to what you use on their website, you can, and then save and store them. Okay, boring stuff out of the way. All of the one-time kind of setup stuff we've gone through. So we want to kind of work through actually creating a label now. You do have the option when we are talking about UPS to import your addresses that you have saved on your UPS website under your account. So if you are used to just choosing from the addresses you have when you log into their website, we can pull those into Closer's Choice. Just make sure when you're on their website, you go ahead and export that address book. It needs to be in an Excel format. Then you're going to save that onto your computer. Come here to the Import from UPS Address Book section. Click the drop-down menu. You're going to select that blue file folder to search for where you have that saved on your computer. And then you're going to hit the green Import button. And that will import all of your address book options from that UPS website into your address book in Closer's Choice under a new group referencing UPS. Keep in mind the red text here down below. If any of your address book entries have a comma, make sure to convert that to a $sign before you import it here on this screen. That way everything stays pristine and we can read that properly. If, however, you don't have an address book on UPS's website or you just want to use what's in Closer's Choice, we've got you covered here. The first section here is your sender information. This should auto-populate. We know who you are, so we can go ahead and fill that in for you. If any of this information looks incorrect, you can correct it here on the screen or contact us and let us know so that we can update that for you and so you don't have to correct that every time. The next section is your recipient information. And now this is where we're going to pull in who's going to receive the UPS label. We have a couple different options here. We can free type in here their information, or if we don't want to sit here and type all day long, we can hit the green select button right here next to recipient information. What that's going to do is if I am in a file, it's going to list all of my key players on my file. So I can select any of them just by double clicking and pulling their information in. However, if I want to choose from my address book, let's say they're not a person on my file, or I'm not currently in a Closer's Choice file when I'm trying to create a label, I can select the green address book button here in the bottom left. I can pull up my address book here, select the person that I want to bring in and click that blue check mark, and it will pull in their information onto the form for me. I'm going to go ahead and select my lender. I need to send them some information, so let me clear this out. Oops. There we go. Now, if I needed to modify anything, I can. You do, keep in mind, have 2 additional address lines here that you can add to. So if this was a particular division in that lender, I could send it to them. I want to confirm everything else looks okay. Keep in mind you do want to have a phone number listed for both your recipient and for your sender. Obviously, this is for confirmations. Make sure if there's any questions about the package, that information is stored with UPS. Then I need to just select my package information. So I'm going to select my package type. If this is a UPS letter, you can select the UPS letter type, and you'll see your rates down to the right. If this is a customer supply package, so you're packaging up this yourself with your own packaging, you can select that and then select your rates to the left. So you have a few options here to choose from. If you make any changes over here to the right for your package information, so let's say your weight is actually 0.85, you can go ahead and click Update Rates to update your rates to the left to make sure that it's still reading the same numbers and that you're okay with that. And then once you've done that, you can hit the green Generate Label button. That's going to actually create that UPS label for you. So you have that right here. Then all you need to do, review it, make sure it looks okay, and then go ahead and print it if you are printing it to put on your package. You also have the option to email it if you need to send it to somebody. Now at this point, because I am in a file already in Closer's Choice, this label is auto-saved to my saved documents in Closer's Choice. So if I misplace it, if I'm not sure I ordered it, I can always go into my documents and get it from there to make sure that I still have it. Now, before I leave the screen, I do want to show you if you want to create a return label. So let's say you're sending out a mail away package and you want to create that first label to your recipient, but then you also want to have a return label to include in that package so that they can send it back to you once it's all complete. To do that, all you need to do is come up here to the sender information section, and this little blue kind of double arrow icon right next to sender information, select that, and that's going to swap or flip-flop your sender and recipient information. So now your recipient shows up in your sender, and you show up in the recipient information. Okay, just make sure everything looks okay, and then go ahead and click Generate Label one more time. And now you see you have your return label ready to go for that package. Again, if you wanted to email this to somebody, you could, or just print it, you can from here. Again, this will be auto-saved into my documents in Closer's Choice because I am currently in a file, so it knows where to save that at. So now I'm going to go over to my documents. Again, you could go into Document Viewer too if you're more familiar with Document Viewer. You can access your documents there. But now you'll see both of my documents have been created here. I can go ahead and open them up, reprint them if I need to, email them if I didn't do it on the order form, just so that you can get an idea that it's saved here. Okay. So that is our UPS shipping labels integration. That's how easy it is. There is just a few setup steps at the beginning, but once you get that done, you should be able to create those labels really quickly, really easily, and just kind of flow through them. I do want to open it up for any questions that we have. So go ahead and type those questions in if you have them. I've gone ahead and put up our contact information on the screen. So if you don't have any questions right now, but something comes up along the way, you have our contact information, you can reach out. I have our contact information here for our webinars. If you have any suggestions or anything you want to send over to us as far as the webinar format is concerned. Our website is listed there too. Don't forget, a recording of this will go up on that website later. And our 2 additional webinars for this month are also there for you to register so you can attend those. If you have any questions about our services gateway, you can reach out to me. My contact information is there. And if you just want some global overall training for Closer's Choice on any topic or multiple topics, Leanne's information is there. She's our lead trainer. You can reach out to her. Of course, you can always call us at that number there and talk to any of our customer support team, and they can assist you with any questions or issues you have. Again, I do want to make sure that you guys know that user guide here is on the GoToWebinar pane if you want to go ahead and download that before you exit, or you can access that through Closer's Choice and that Services Gateway button on your Services Gateway toolbar. There is a short survey that if you are going to exit this webinar, because I don't see any other questions, that we kindly ask that you go ahead and take no longer than about 30 seconds, honestly, 2 minutes maybe, to fill out. It helps us to understand what you guys want to gather from a webinar, how we're doing really, and if there's any topics you want us to cover in the future. We do look at that. We do appreciate the feedback, and so please go ahead and take the time to do that. And don't forget our webinar website to register for upcoming webinars and to watch the recordings of our past ones. We appreciate you guys joining us today. I'm going to go ahead and close it down early since there's no questions, but feel free to contact us if you have any, and have a great afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.